Right, okay, welcome to week 32, right? So this week was a recovery week after after the mess I got myself in last week, okay? So recovery is now finished. Feeling much better than I fucking was, Jesus Christ. What I'm noticing though, seems as I'm going through this so frequently now, is the pattern that my body follows during a recovery week, right? So the first few days, typically like 1 to 3 days, right? There's a lot of questions running through my mind. It's like, what the fuck am I doing? Doubt, anger, all of these types of things. Also, while being completely unable to do anything, even the most simplest of tasks are incredibly difficult during these first few days, right? After that, the next couple of days after that, my mind starts to become a bit clear. I start thinking properly, able to give myself answers to the questions that I was asking myself. That's I think is the main point. Just getting some mental stability, right, in myself. My body is still fucked, right? It can't. Well, not that it can't. It just struggles. It struggles with doing stuff. Although I'm able to do a bit more, still not back to 100%. Right. After that, so we're now on like it'll be something like days 5 to 8. Right. Both my mind and my body are properly synced. I'm not just wanting to go, thinking like, oh, I can do this, but then also knowing that my body is lagging behind me. That is now over, and I can feel like energy, like I can like a magician or something, like I can feel the energy that my body has, right? That's a better way of putting it, okay? But the trick of it is, right, is to have control over yourself, right? This is something that quite easily can turn from a good day to a bad week, right? If you don't control yourself properly, right? Not just like there's excitement, that you're over something, and that can quite easily turn into like running around like a fucking madman, like oh, I can do this, I can do that, blah 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 blah. It's consistency is the word I'm looking for, right? Because that's the main thing about this project, is being consistent. Okay, learning how to temper my own enthusiasm. That's the lesson to learn. Yeah, because it's not just recovery, but like even during a day, during a day of cycling, having that control over yourself, not just sprinting out of the gates. It's a long journey, right? But anyway, that's the recovery side of things out of the way. Until next time. there will be a next time, right? Until next time it happens. But now I know. I know exactly what my body's going to go through. It's not too much of a shock. It's just learning to live and deal with this process, right? Now this week, I've been looking at nutrition, right? So carbs were the main focus before. They still are a focus. Currently sitting around 25 grams of carbs per hour. This is specifically for a 12-hour day. The days will get longer, so I need to adjust what I'm taking with me. But yeah, for a 12-hour day, 25 grams per hour. That was it was right. First of all, it was increased from 19, and then I had that, if we call it a biological crash, last week? I think it's last week. So yeah, so that the carb experiment still needs to continue, because that isn't done by any stretch of the imagination. But we're gonna keep the same values. So to keep 25 grams, because I don't know what the benefits were, because I was completely falling apart during that week. Yeah, we stick with that value going forward. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be increased, but I don't know. If it does need to be increased, then we still do slow increments, right? What's different? We're bringing in, I keep saying we, there's only one of me. Well, mentally there's not, but anyway, electrolytes are another focus. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. Looking at my days, right, and looking at how I was falling apart that week, just doing some what do you call it, reflection, right, of the week, right. It is abundantly clear to me that electrolytes were the problem. Well, there's no need to go into it. That's otherwise I'll be sitting here all day. Yeah, electrolytes were the problem, so I'm choosing to add in that to the mix of things. The carbs and the electrolytes are now going to be two things that I'm looking at as I go forward. Electrolytes, my knowledge and discipline were, I say that were as in past tense, extremely poor. Possibly the weakest link in this chain. I don't have any figures though. This is the thing. This is all hypothetical. Why I had that biological crash the other week. The evidence points towards electrolytes. I'm not 100%. Okay, now I'm adding electrolytes. Is it going to make a difference? Possibly. Well, it probably will, given that I wasn't really taking any. So some is going to be better than nothing. Yeah, very let's say blasé on my electrolyte consumption. So what I'm planning to do is each day make up a bottle, take it with me, not just like take it with me like it's a fucking tourist that I'm showing around London or something. Like, it's take it with me and drink, right, throughout the day. Okay, this is the important thing. The total value of sodium, right, that is going to be in this bottle is 690 milligrams per litre. Okay, now I found this to be incredibly annoying. I don't know. The only thing I can advise, if anyone's looking into this, that there is a difference between salt and sodium. I don't know. My is it chemistry? My chemistry was always poor, always poor. As far as nutrition goes, electrolytes, there is a difference between sodium and salt. So just be careful what you're looking at, as well as the values. That's why it's explicitly clear what I'm doing. Sodium at 690 milligrams per litre, right? That's what I'm taking. So there will also be potassium, calcium, and magnesium in the bottle at their own particular values. But focusing on sodium for now. Excuse me. That's the from what I can gather, right? The main chemical that helps prevent dehydration is sodium. So that's electrolytes out of the way, right? To recap, carbs and electrolytes, right? What do I know? I know already, historically, when I haven't been looking at electrolytes and just carbs were a thought, I would always struggle on days 3 and 4 of the week. Day 5 is like the final day, so you don't really care. You know the end's in sight. You've just got to keep pedaling. Adrenaline is a wonderful thing, but days 3 and 4 are always, or have always been, difficult, right? Next week, going forward, how are these days going to be impacted? Don't know as yet. This project is really turning into like one massive experiment. I've got no clue if what I'm doing is right. Okay, this is just. I am not a sports scientist or sport person or fucking anything. I'm not a professional YouTuber. Don't know how to work the camera or nothing. Have to close the curtains to stop the light coming through. As always, I can actually feel my cheeks getting red. As I'm being completely honest and truthful. As always, whenever I encounter a problem, just look at what was the cause, and just try and fucking fix it and move on. Right, next week, okay. I'm looking forward to this because this is perfect. It's worked out absolutely perfect. Next week is going to be a hot week, right? This week not too much, right? But when I say hot, 30 degrees Celsius each day, right? And going to be doing 180 kilometers. So we're back to, we go back because there was a failed week, failed day. We now have to go back. The reason we go back to week 1 of the phase is because this whole phase is structured around dealing with fatigue, right? Now, if I'm unable to complete and need to take a rest week, which I've done twice now. This is the second time in this phase where I've had to take a rest week. The level of fatigue is different. So if I continue, the results are going to be different. The distance, the indoor tests, everything then changes, right? So I need to go back and start all over again, to get my body in the same place as what it was in the previous phases, right? Because that's what I'm comparing to. So anyway, so we go back to week 1 of phase 3, right? Starts next week, okay? Now, 180 kilometers, 30 degrees Celsius. I have done this before, right? After the last time, the very first time I failed, I had to redo it, and it was the same temperature. With these exact same conditions, well, not entirely exact. I don't know about the wind or the humidity or anything like that, but I'm just saying distance and temperature, right, are exactly the same. With these exact same conditions, it's going to be interesting to see how I feel with the carbs and the electrolytes, okay? Because I've increased the carbs and now taken on electrolytes. So, experiment. The experiment continues. That's fucking it. Yeah, let's go.